I always successfully pooped.
I hope that's something I can say for the rest of my life. That I always successfully poop.
Won't always be
That's the
successful.
hope.
I know. Once you start getting up there.
I
Ugh.
guarantee there's been a time in your life already where you've attempted and not been successful.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, but it's been.
Therefore, you have not always successfully pooped.
I feel like you get a grace period, though.
Well, there's a difference between having a non-success, like a failure to launch, and then being an old person shitting yourself all the time, stuff like that.
but then
Yeah.
you technically successfully did.
Yeah, then you are technically. I guess you're more successful in your old age.
Hello, everyone out there, and welcome back to another episode of our Joypad podcast. I am the host tonight, Mr. Michael Fleming, and with me, as always, are Mr. Michael Pinto, Tom, and Megan. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Let's start our round table because I think we have lots to talk about tonight. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to go alphabetically. So, Megan.
Whoa.
I believe that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I had to think about this for a second and recheck my alphabet. Megan.
You know, it's not me.
Look at the
Yeah,
notes.
well, I know, but here's the thing. Okay, this is what happened. I actually looked at your last names. It was like, crap, Tom's first, but I've already said Megan because I went by first name the first time. So, yeah. Anyway,
It's okay.
Megan, how are you doing? What are you drinking? And what games have you been playing?
I'm doing okay. I am tired. I've been super busy. I'm back from my work trip that I wasn't super enthusiastic about going on. It went well. And yeah, as far as what am I drinking, of course, it's some nice crisp leafy water. Always gotta enjoy it. And as far as what am I playing, not a ton. I started Grounded the other day with some friends. They put out the complete game like a week or two ago. For those who are unfamiliar, it's like Honey, I Shrunk the Children, the game. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. They have changed quite a bit from when I last played it, I think like a year or two ago. It's been a little while. I don't know that I'm really playing anything else. Oh, Potion Permit. I don't know if anyone else stumbled upon that.
Go on.
It just came out like again a week or two ago. It would remind you of Graveyard Keeper, kind of meets
Go on.
kind of meets Stardew Valley. So you're playing a chemist who's moving from the big city to a tiny island that has shunned chemists and only dealt with local. I forget what he's called, and I don't want to say anything insulting. So yeah, you're tasked with the job of helping people that get sick, making new recipes for medicines to cure people. And the way you kind of craft your medicine is you collect materials, of course, but it's kind of like it's a puzzle game. It's essentially like Tetris pieces that you fit into a specific shape. But certain potions only allow you to use certain types of items. So that's been like my game at night on the weekend when I'm tired and I don't really want to focus too hard on something. I really can't tell you anything about the story because I skip most of it.
Sounds like I'm gonna buy a new game.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think what I paid for it. I think it's like $20 right now. I like it. You know, if you're looking for something new that's not too difficult, I would recommend it. It's a lot of grinding, a lot of collecting materials. Like I have to fix a like a cart of some sort to get to another area, but it's like a crap ton of wood, a crap ton of stone, a lot of gold. So you're constantly collecting things all the time. Would recommend. But as far as games, that's really about it. Also, I think you might like Graveyard Keeper if you're not familiar with that, Tom.
I have played and beaten Graveyard
Okay,
Keeper.
all right, very good.
Yeah, I right around the time right before we moved to Jersey. I was playing Graveyard Keeper, and actually we went to a friend's wedding, and while we were sitting there waiting for it to begin, I was like, man, I wish I could be playing Graveyard Keeper right now, because I got the Joneses, but I got like halfway through, and then I was like, this got super samey and meh, and then I just trudged through and beat it, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that was fun, but
It had a strong start.
yes.
It kind of goes all over the place depending on what you're doing. But yeah, that was fun. So I'm done. Alphabetical order. Mr. Pinto, how are you? Oh wait, no. Well, we can't go back to you because you introduced the episode. Don't think too hard about it. Mr. Pinto, how are you? What are you drinking and what are you playing? God, I hate myself.
It's okay, Megan. You don't have to hate yourself because I love you.
Aww.
Greetings of the night, everyone. I'm drinking a non-sponsored cherry cola. I'm not going to say what brand, but if you listened last week, it's the same thing.
RC.
That's right. No.
The only
Does
cola.
Royal Crown even make flavored colas?
I don't
wish they
think
did.
so.
Royal Crowns.
They do if you buy grenadine and mix it in with your cola.
That's not a bad idea. Also, do the kids even know about RC Cola? What's Royal Crown Cola? They're all drinking their Faygo and their
Dude,
Four Loco and
when I was down in Tennessee, we went to Martin's Barbecue, and they had it there as a beverage that you could get.
Good.
Why?
That's all. I don't know.
Good. I'm also drinking water. And what have I been playing? Mostly Legend of Legaia. That's my screenshot Let's Play that I'm working on now. I talked a little bit about it last week and how it's slow, but they do a lot of cool things with storytelling they're like little things that are shown through gameplay instead of directly told to you through text, which I think is super cool. I don't know. I could get into it, but I don't think I'm going to, because then I'll go off on a rant for the next, 10 minutes, and I'm not Tom, so I don't want to do that.
I was going to say, I do that all the time. Just do it.
Okay, so, you got a 3-person party. You come in with your 2 party members into the next area, and you get your 3rd party member, and he's the master teacher of the monastery, so he's the big dick of the area. He's supposed to be
the monk of monks.
Yeah, the monk of monks, the master of masters, the strongest dude they've got there. And then when he joins your party, he sucks. He's really bad. He's level 1. He doesn't have any equipment. I think he's supposed to be 17 in-game, and your 14 and 12-year-old characters just can beat the shit out of him. And it's actually really cool storytelling, because here's this dude that's trained his entire life, and compared to your party members, he's kind of hot garbage until he joins your party and, you do all the grinding and the leveling up. But I think that's really cool compared to, he joins your party and he's the super badass, which is what happens in a lot of games.
Yeah, I like when games approach that different ways, because, obviously there's the TG Sid way in tactics.
Right, who literally
one...
breaks the game.
Oh, yeah. But, obviously it's cool to have, a legendary hero in your party, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I always think of Beyond the Beyond, where there's this big legendary hero named Samson, and he joins your party, but he's cursed. So he loses all of his strength, and I forget what else there is to it, but he's cursed, so he's not as effective as he would be in his legendary status. But over the course of that game, your heroes get advanced classes, and his advanced class is just that he gets the curse removed. So I thought that was cool. Things like that are neat.
Yeah, I like when games do something a little differently like that, and I like when it's, again, told through gameplay rather than just kind of explained to you in a text box or in well, this guy, blah, 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 blah. I'm just show, don't tell. How teachers always told you that.
Literary advice? Yes.
Yes, indeed. As a writer, I'm don't give me words.
Yep.
Oops. What else have I been
Funny how
playing?
that works.
I'm still playing Stardew Valley. but not quite as much as I have been. We haven't played the forest very much, and it's made me sad. I've been busy. Fleming's been busy. Tom, I assume you've been busy as well.
I've been sick.
And I just want to keep building zip lines. I still really want to play Phasmophobia.
Yes.
We also need to build a roller coaster, sir.
Oh God, yeah, Megan, do you know you could build a roller coaster in the forest?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
You heard him.
There are
Ow.
when we last played, we did not know, and I'm not the kind of person personally that goes and looks at like Wikipedia to just tell me what to do for everything, like guides kind of thing. I think it defeats the purpose of playing a game and discovering yourself. So I never personally looked, but I know that, but this time I have been, because like I don't want it to figure out where the rebreather is again, or the modern bow, or whatever we're looking for. I happened to spot something in one of the Wikipedia or wiki things that they have on it, that there's schematics, and if you find these schematics, you can build extra things. So at first we thought it might just be one or two things, but there's actually like multiple schematics you can find if you have the rebreather and you swim out to sea. There's this massive tower. It requires like 300 logs and is super, super tall. I assume it was designed for another schematic you can get, the glider, which allows you to fly. Or glide, technically you're not flying, but you glide down, and if you do it from the tower or a high enough point, you actually can glide across a lot of the map, which is kind of cool. And there's also a cross. There's no hanging body, excuse me, but there is a cross that you can build, and it's this massive cross. And then, like Pinto was saying, there's also a coaster.
Church. We got the church.
There's also a church like shelter, but you can't sleep in it.
Okay.
But there's also the coaster, which we don't know exactly what it is yet, because the wiki wasn't clear and we haven't started to build it. But I believe it's like pieces you can connect together and then ride your turtle shell on. So we are very interested in building a massive coaster at what we're going to describe as Coaster Base. We just haven't gotten that far yet.
We're still working on the zip lines.
Yeah, we're still working on zip lines, and we finished Church Base. Church Base is completely done, and we finished the Beach Base. And we have our first base, which is not really finished, but I don't know what we're going to put there yet. And we also have Grand Central, which is where all the zip lines are coming back to. So
nice.
We've built a lot of stuff. We've played a lot of hours just building, and at some point we actually need to beat the game so we get the artifact. But for now, we're just having fun making
the building is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it is. It's a little clunky, but it's fun.
It's workable.
Grounded has similar building to the forest.
And I think
I like the sound of that.
the last thing that we did when we signed off the other night was Fleming decided to build a pen out of stone walls, and he put about 5 or 6 rabbits in it, and then he just threw a stick of dynamite in.
Murderer.
So,
wow.
As the person, as the person who first was like, "Can I blow up a turtle with dynamite?" and then did blow up a turtle with dynamite. I still felt a little bad for the rabbits.
Here's my thing, though. First off, I cannot tell a lie. I did do this. It sounded exciting.
There goes the election.
It sounded exciting.
I like beer.
We'll get to that. It sounded exciting, but unfortunately what happens with the rabbits is they just disappear. Like there's only just like a couple little like pieces of rabbit, like of guts, versus like when Pinto threw the dynamite underneath the turtle shell went launching into the air, like blood splattered every which direction. And that was much more satisfying. Hate to say that, but it's true. It's a reality game, right? It's not
Bomb
actually
turtles.
happening.
You heard it here, folks.
So the turtle was more enjoyable, but the rabbits was fun just because there were so many, and then they were just gone.
Wow. I will say, when I used to play Sea of Thieves frequently, I would take like the giant barrels of explosives and like put them next to like a single snake. or something and just shoot it with a gun and blow it up. Although it wasn't as like satisfying as something like the forest.
Tom, your camera
The turtle was definitely more satisfying. The turtle was definitely more satisfying than the rabbits.
Did we lose Tom? Are you still there? There you are.
I turned my camera off while I blew my nose so that you wouldn't see me blow my nose on YouTube.
That's nice of you. I usually just duck out of frame, but
I just do it.
Yeah, Fleming just goes for it, whole hog.
No tissue or anything. It's gross.
I definitely mute, but yeah, I just do it.
So that's about it for me. I have not been playing too much. I've been spending most of my time actually doing the writing for the Let's Play. So, Tom,
being entrepreneurial,
trying to. What are you drinking? How are you feeling besides sick? And well, I mean, I don't mean to belittle your sickness, but you know,
I'm always sick. You can belittle my sickness. Aww. It's fine.
It's true. I've known you for 15 years now, and
yeah,
you've always got something going on.
We've known each other for 15 years? That can't be right.
No, that's right. I am a 33-year-old man, and we met when we were like 18.
It's 14 right now. Because
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to just give you an existential crisis.
Wow.
No, you almost did, but it's only 14 because Tom didn't start at the college we went to until 2008, right? So, because he started second semester.
That is true. Yeah.
So, almost 15. All right, the crisis is averted. I'll breathe into my brown
paper.
1 year. Not even.
Makes a difference, man.
For an extra 3 months, actually. Okay, so yes, I'm sick. I keep getting spikes of up and down. It sucks. I have a watermelon sparkling water from Bowl and Basket, the ShopRite brand. Delightful. And I've been playing a bunch of different games because I've been sick, and you have to kind of try to find that game when you're sick that you can, I don't know, tolerate is the right word.
Low effort, but enough FPM to keep you interested.
Yeah. And I'll try a bunch of stuff and just be like, okay, this is working, and then like the next 10 minutes I'll be like, nope, I'm gonna feel awful if I keep playing this. Like even my pinball machine in my house, I fired it up like earlier today, and I was like, I love this thing, and I can't touch it right now. It hurts my brain. So for 1 minute, I'm just gonna mention Madden sucks. I played my career mode as my guy who could literally only sign with the Falcons due to a bug. Could not sign with any other team, but the Falcons worked. Played through the playoffs, got to the Super Bowl. My team didn't. I lost because of stupid shit. But I tried to advance to the next season, and there's a bug that won't let me advance to the next season. So Madden is still hot horse shit. Aside from that, I stole another game from Game Grumps that I started playing. This is mostly I played this before I got sick because I think it would stress me out like crazy right now. But it's called Played Up. And it's like Overcooked, but it's a roguelike version of Overcooked. And you can play it solo or you can play it with up to 4 people. But I've been playing it solo because I have been antisocial, I guess. I don't know. I've been playing it like while I've been watching TV with my wife, so it's just something to do. But I was able to clear one of the stages to like the highest level, which felt good. And it's a fun game. I would recommend it. I've been playing more of that Warhammer game I talked about. 40K. I'm going to try and remember the title by looking through my Steam list. Gladius, Relics of War or something. I bought some of the DLC for that, and I started playing as one of the alien races after I couldn't get past a certain point with the Marines. The orcs just overwhelmed me. There were too many of them. And this alien race is kind of cool the way that they work. You get to like take over different gates in the game and build your cities out of that. So it's kind of interesting. They all have a neat little different angle. It does get a little bit samey because you're basically always playing on the same sort of map, and there's not a whole lot of story. Like there's some quests that you can follow with it, but other than that, it has that same kind of Civilization style gameplay, and it's fun. I tried playing Terraria for a little bit today. I didn't like it.
I'm not a fan.
People love that game, like adore that game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. So I played it for a little bit, went nah, and I think it's just going to sit on the shelf. I played Rust for a little bit. I spawned as a very naked lady on a beach. Just everything hanging out, no censorship or nothing. I made like a torch and I was harvesting rocks and some dude shot me in the face. And then I was like, well, that's enough of that. But I feel like I will play that again. It was interesting. And it has a lot of cool like base building, crafting, survival to it. So I feel like that's potentially something that could be fun as a group too. And then
I think. Sorry, I was just going to say that I'm pretty sure years and years ago, when we were still playing DayZ mod, Rust was one of the games that kept coming up that was like, it's like DayZ, you should play this because it's like DayZ.
Yep.
Is it like DayZ?
I guess kind of. So I'm not sure if the guy I got shot by was an NPC or a person. I think it might have been an NPC. So yeah, basically you start with nothing. You have to build a lot of stuff or find stuff. Like there's wrecks that you can get stuff out of. And you can build bases. But it's very open world survival. You have to eat, stuff like that. Eat, drink, all that. So I would say it's pretty DayZ-like.
Do you have to poop?
Not that I've seen.
Okay. That's when the games start getting too real. When they're like, there's bladder meters, and you're like, oh, if you poop but don't clean yourself properly, you could get sick.
The Sims.
Well, Ark Survival Evolved does not make you have to clean yourself, but you do have the ability to poop. And if you I think it's if you like eat enough, you like at some point your character just poops and the poop's on the ground, and you can pick up the poop and then you can eat the poop.
The circle of life.
Nope.
Yes, you can eat your poop. There's still some nutrition. However, it does take away health and makes you sick.
Oh, great. That sounds like a great idea.
So
that's why we all do that all the time.
Actually, I think Ark 2 is it's coming out pretty soon.
I didn't even know they were making an Ark 2.
Yeah, they decided that they couldn't do anything more with Ark, which thank God, because that game, it needs like just a recoding, not just like additional mods and other things that they've put out. So.
It is, I'm looking at it in Steam, it is 134 gigabytes to download.
Yeah, well, because you have that, then you have DLCs, and then you have mods that I think they're now allowing too. So you just got so much content in there. Like, I've seen things that aren't even Ark anymore. In that, like, I always took Ark as like you get a dinosaur and you build this like prehistoric looking base, and that's cool. But they started to like add like you can make like future stuff, and you can get like flying shoes instead of flying on dinosaurs. I'm like, who doesn't want to just fly on the dinosaurs? So I don't know. Yeah.
People who have flown on the dinosaurs for too long.
The point of bringing up the game was that game was, to my knowledge, at least for me, the first game I remember where you clearly could press Z to poop, and that's what I did.
Press Z to poop.
Press Z to poop.
Press
you press
X
F to pay
Jason.
Respects. You press X to Jason, and you press Z to poop. That's another game that I think we would have fun playing at some point, because it's a very DayZ-like kind of thing, but it's also sink your life into this kind of game. So I have played a little bit of Turbo Golf Racing, which I've talked about before. I haven't played as much just because I don't know, like the bright colors hurt my brain right now. And the other game I played some of just today is Slay the Spire, which is actually a lot of fun. I'm sure everyone's familiar with it, but roguelike deck building pathing game where you fight bosses at the end of every little like path. I was able to beat 2 of like the bosses at the beginning, but I am getting my clock cleaned as I go along, and I think that's kind of how it's meant to be. But it has a lot of good, like, it's a fun, replayable, not too long game, which is good. So that's what I was looking for, and that's what I got out of that. So I'm out of breath, and I want to stop talking now. So Fleming, why don't you tell us how you're doing, how you're feeling, what games you've been playing, and anything else you'd like to get going on this, your day of the podcast.
So I realized that when I started the podcast, I should have said what I'm drinking because I wanted to give everyone the ASMR opening of my can. But I'm drinking a 32 ounce. Well, I'm about to start drinking a 32 ounce Oktoberfest beer. So I am so excited. It's from a local brewery nearby. And for everyone's ear pleasures, prepare yourself.
Let's all be silent for the next 60 seconds as he slams it.
And now I will proceed to shotgun. Actually, I should have cracked it open.
You did that, yeah, wrong.
Yeah. Did it backwards, but still.
That's just the worst shotgun ever. You already pop the top and stab it. You just like, am I doing it, Daddy? Am I shotgunning the beer?
Are you winning, son?
I'm pretty sure YouTube would not be happy with us.
Yeah, they don't condone drinking on screen anymore. Drinking alcohol.
Okay, well, this is a non-alcoholic Oktoberfest.
It's a Sprite.
It's an Oktoberfest Sprite, exactly.
Oh, I dropped something. Oh, let me just bend down.
He's just getting hydrated.
Yeah, you'll just think I'm blowing my nose all the time, right?
That's all.
No. So anyway, I have this. I'm excited to drink this. I had it for about 2 weeks now, and I've been meaning to bring it for a podcast, and I just forgot last week. So it is here for tonight's podcast, and I'm assuming some games afterwards. In terms of games that I have been playing, Pinto alluded to it. I haven't played much of anything. Work's been very, very crazy. I've played a little bit, like maybe a game a night of AoE 2, which I've been kind of on for a while now. Getting pretty good at that. Definitely still struggle with like certain, I guess like counters, because I don't even know how many civilizations there are. I think it's somewhere in the 30s. But there's like 30 different civilizations. They all have unique units. They're all there's certain texts that a country or a civ won't get. So like the British cannot make paladins. Kind of makes sense because paladins are Catholic and they're not Catholic. So they only get cavaliers, which is a worse version. And then there's plenty of others, but that's just a very simple one. So their horses aren't as strong versus, another country like the Huns have a lot of horsemen or the Mongols have a lot of horsemen. So you have to kind of like figure out like weaknesses of civilizations to counter them. And there's just so many, it's just really hard. But I'm decent at RTS games, so usually, especially if I have time, I out macro basically everybody because I'm good at that kind of thing. So it's been fun.
Mention with the counter thing, like that's, I think with a lot of games that are like that have a bunch of different unit types, that's one of the first things you kind of have to try to figure out, but it's not the easiest or most straightforward thing. Because that's the trouble I've been having with that Warhammer game. Yeah. Is that there's definitely ways to counter different things, but all of the units for all of the different groups are so different that you just kind of look at shit and go, what do, Well,
I mean, I could have none of you are super into RTS games, so I will not belabor this point too long. But one thing that's like beautiful about a game like StarCraft, Brood War, is that you could have something like a Dragoon, which will lose to, say, 4 Zerglings. But if you back up and you keep microing that Dragoon, it could kill maybe up to 6 Zerglings. Or if you position your units the right way. In something like AoE 2, you don't really have that. Like you do to some extent. There's still a little bit of that, but not nearly as much as there is in like a StarCraft game, which makes it better and more, I guess, like more user friendly. You're able to pick up the game and be decent at it quicker. That's why I'm pretty decent at the game. But there's times where like a civilization just counters another civilization. Like if you are playing as the British, which like I said are not a cavalry country, and you have to use more archer base, they're an archer civ, and you go up against something like the Goths, which are a which have like one of their special units is like anti-archer, and no other country has that but them, it is already going to be a near impossible match to win for the British.
Yeah.
So it's those kind of things that are incredibly frustrating, where in a game like Brood War, you can beat that, you can counter that, you have the ability to fight that off if you're talented enough.
Yeah, every race in StarCraft has the ability to beat the other race. You're not kind of at a natural disadvantage from the start or anything.
And
like
even
that.
even the units can beat other units, even if they are the complete wrong counter to that unit. If
you're playing them the right way.
If you know how to position, if you know how to micro, if you know how to play them the right way. So that's just something I've noticed. But like I said, it's been an easy game to pick up. I definitely like to troll. So there's been times where people are absolutely destroying me, but I play a lot of team games, so at the end of it I'm like GG easy with a smiley face, and people get so mad, and I've been having a lot of guilty pleasures in doing that.
Tell them just GG already. My girlfriend needs toilet paper.
Well, like, I'm playing fine, but like I would not have, like, if it's usually like I'm getting attacked by two people and getting ganged up on, so that's when I do it the most. But it's just funny. I've been a terrible troll for the past like week or two in the game, and the best part is my name's like Mitt Romney or something stupid, and everyone's like, "Shut up! I hate you."
Shut up, Mitt.
I get a lot of like political comments too, like, "I didn't vote for you," and I'm like, "That's okay, man, no problem." So I might have to change my name pretty soon, though. It's been too long since I've changed it.
You have been Mitt Romney for a long time now.
Yeah, I need
It's because we stopped playing Rocket League. Rocket League was the game
Yeah.
that inspired us to change our names all the time.
And, well,
Yep.
you also saw the Steam pictures, right? So when my name was Remember Mitt Romney and my picture was Mitt Romney, like, people are like, "Is he dead? Like, what is up with your name?" So, yeah, maybe it should be Samson, right, from Rocket League.
You could be Samson. I'm gonna go back being Mr. Big Hat with the picture of the Texas guy with the big hat and like the three
Big hat, yeah,
correct.
yeah. Yeah, so like that's really all I've had time to play. I think I jumped into the Forest Pinto for maybe an hour, but I think it was like Saturday, so you were not around. I finished up a little bit of the rocks that we were putting on church base, and I think and I built another cabin there. So I think at this point that base is like done, and now it's just back to ziplining and starting another base from scratch. And like we've talked about already, we have some buildings, new schematics we want to put down. So I'm excited to jump into that, and into Phasmophobia too, because I want to see the new ghosts and everything there. But that's what I've been doing. Otherwise, it's been a lot of work for me, unfortunately, which is the adult life. I'm also running a marathon in a month, so I've been running more, which makes me tired. So I get sleepy. As you guys probably can tell, all of our listeners, if you're still out there, we do not, I believe, have any kind of dedicated topic tonight. As I look around at one camera.
You can only see one person.
I can only see one person, but I'm assuming we do not have a topic tonight.
Pretend you're looking at everyone.
Yes, but I'm looking at the group.
I have a couple micro topics.
Profound thoughts. Yes,
probably.
I want to hear a micro topic.
Number one, I was wondering, and I don't know if we've talked about this before. We were having a discussion before the podcast started that it had a lot to do with fecal matter. I'm just wondering, have you guys played the game Don't Shit Your Pants?
No, but I have heard of it.
No.
Fleming? No, we're all playing it together. We're recording it. That is happening. We're playing Don't Shit Your Pants. It's I don't want to call it...
Is it kind of like Don't Wake Daddy? Remember that board game?
Yes, it's a board game where if you step on the wrong square,
no,
you have to press a button to see if you shit your pants.
It's like a cow flop.
I don't know.
It's a text-based adventure game called Don't Shit Your Pants.
Okay.
And then last week, Tom and I were talking, we started talking about spooky games a little bit, and Tom and I brought up Bad Ben. And
Bad Ben.
Megan, you haven't played that yet, right?
No.
You don't even know what that is?
No clue.
All right, cool. Bad Ben is another one that we're going to play. Tom and I we've seen it played, but I think we'll actually play it this time. And it's a spooky game-ish. It's horror adjacent. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, there's much spook to it, but it's presented in a lighthearted fashion.
Yes, it's very tongue-in-cheek.
Yes, there you go.
And yeah, that's really it. I'm trying to figure out stuff to do for October because spooky season.
We'll finish that game that we started.
Yeah, Stories Untold. We got to finish that.
I'm sorry, I've been not feeling good.
Well, everyone's kind of been busy.
Yeah.
So. We're all adults and have stuff going on, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Why?
Phasmophobia is the other big one. Because Megan, I think you know more about the update than I do, but they added a ton of stuff, right? Like more levels. Did they add ghost types?
I don't. So I did play it. I don't remember new ghost types. But they did. They updated the lobby. That's completely different. The shop is different. They're supposed to be.
Wait. Can I still shoot basketballs?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And they added other little things for you to do. Like there's Jenga, ring toss, cornhole.
I'm sure Jenga is super easy to do.
It's not actually. It's very delicate. I found out. But yeah, they upgraded the shop. It looks completely different, and they're apparently adding sort of upgraded equipment for the future. So there's the stronger flashlight. There are better things that you'll be able to get at some point. They also added display cases. I don't know if you guys have played it since they added the Ouija board. You can activate the Ouija board, or you can find tarot cards and activate the tarot cards. So as you find those things exploring homes, they'll wind up in your display case in the lobby. So they completely redesigned all of that. They added a new level. It's like an asylum. It's pretty cool. They did a lot with sound design for it. There are padded rooms and things that you can go into. And the sound completely changes when you go into the padded room and the door is shut, which I think is a really nice touch. And even there's a little chapel inside the asylum with a secret to it. I haven't actually completed it, but I have watched people on YouTube do it. So it's pretty cool. I would like to play it with all of you at some point.
I will hate myself.
It's fun though.
I think I played on the last update before this one, and I do remember finding a summoning circle in the basement, being like, "This is a bad idea," and lighting all the candles around the summoning circle, and immediately summoning a ghost and pooping my pants promptly and running away. I did survive that encounter, though I died later in the level. So
nice.
Was that with me, Pinto? Because I remember.
I don't remember.
Played. Well, I know we played and there was a summoning circle, but I think you may have already done what you just described, and we did not light it because you were like, "No, it's going to appear right away."
It was either with you or Megan. I don't recall.
Yeah.
But I do remember just seeing it and being like, I gotta. Curiosity kills the cat, and I did die.
It's been a while since we've played a game where we played with random people too. I think Pinto. I think we did a little bit of Phasmophobia with others. I did.
I've never played with
You've
random
never
people.
Played with
I've done it with randoms.
Okay, maybe I felt like we did, but I know I did it quite a bit. And once you find people that are actually kind of cool, it's actually kind of fun because there's different ways to play games, right? And seeing how some people play, and also some people that are really good explaining stuff to you, and the game kind of requiring a microphone actually makes it a lot of fun to meet other people. And it's not like a CS:GO or something where you're going to get a lot of people complaining. Kick. Yeah, exactly. Clutch or kick, or being just kind of rude. I feel in Phasmophobia, even if you fail, generally people are totally chill about it.
Yeah.
That's nice. I appreciate that when people are good sports. It's also, I guess it's an expected element of the game. So it makes it more of a, well, it happened kind of situation.
Pinto, I swear we played with another person because I feel like there was a fairly young child we played with.
No, that was Daisy. I know.
No, but I know it was Daisy, but I feel like we did another
you were
one.
friendly.
I really don't think I've ever played Phasmophobia with randoms.
Okay.
I think
Maybe
the
I'm
only
wrong.
game I played recently with random people was War Selection. And, you know,
That's a different type of thing.
that's yeah.
You can't avoid playing War Selection with random people.
Unless
That's
you
half
do
the problem.
2v2.
Yes,
That's
unless
it.
you 2v2. You can
Can,
3v3.
Can we talk about the controversy surrounding Mario's ass in the poster for the Super Mario movie?
I haven't
And
heard
lack
this,
thereof.
but go on.
Please
The
continue.
people are upset that Mario's ass is not a bubble.
No, they're actually very upset about his face. Apparently, an image leaked somewhere, and
Oh
people
god,
are
they're
annoyed.
are they gonna Sonic the Hedgehog
I
Mario?
don't know. I'm pretty sure I read his face, but I saw the poster, and it's just like it's his back
That's a
and
pancake
then
ass.
the world, right?
I,
And I remember Mario having like some cake.
That donk.
I almost Google searched Mario's ass and I stopped myself.
Mario
Oh,
poster.
Oh, I did.
You did? I was afraid I was gonna get like some, especially if I started like doing image search.
Bob
That's
Hoskins'
dangerous.
ass. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, I didn't want something weird. So
Yeah, but the trailer. I bring this up because the trailer is apparently being released tomorrow.
Oh, so we get to
during
hear Chris
Nintendo
Pratt?
Direct. Yes, we get to hear Chris Pratt as Mario.
Oh boy.
okay.
Hey,
Is he gonna sing the
It's a
song
me.
about the pit?
I
from
know, we're
Parks
all
and
so
Rec? 'Cause
excited.
That's all I really want.
So I feel like I saw like a YouTube video on this or an article or something that said like one of the biggest frustrations right now when it comes to like animated things is that they are taking like popular famous people and putting them into animated characters versus just using like whoever. Like it bothers me that like Chris Pratt is choice number one when it comes to Mario.
yeah,
Like,
Charles
Right.
Martinet is still alive. He's
Yeah,
still
it just-
doing Mario in the
Yeah.
games.
I
He
did
is
complain
And
about this.
Honestly, I
credited.
think they did include him for something. We don't
Yeah.
know what yet. But
Yeah.
the worst case of that was Metal Gear Solid. I think it was 4.
Oh
where
yeah, when they got who was
Kiefer
it?
Sutherland
Yeah.
instead of David Hayter for no reason. They were just like, "Oh yeah, you're Snake now," and David Hayter was like, "I've been doing this for 3 games. What did I do?" You
Yeah,
know?
it's like they think, oh, if I throw in some famous person from that you've seen in movies or some other kind of entertainment, that's gonna like elevate your game. But no, to me it doesn't change anything. Like I'm not saying that they can't be good, but I'm saying that they often are recognized for their voice and their mannerisms more so than for making a character. And that's why I appreciate when they don't like they hire voice actors or people who are really into that field instead of these like famous people. And I think we've talked about this before, so I don't want to belabor it, but it's just my personal pet peeve when it comes to this stuff.
I'm not saying Chris Pratt doesn't have a following, but I am saying that Mario's following is bigger than Chris Pratt's following.
Yeah.
I would also say they're very different followings too. You know,
I'm also going to say you're not going to drag Chris Pratt's following to the Mario movie because he's the voice of Mario.
No.
yes, exactly, yes,
And now we have Princess Peach as played by Lizzo
exactly. Like it just
And she plays the flute.
while twerking.
Jack Black is Bowser.
I'm okay with
I'm
that,
fine with that.
actually.
Yeah, I think that would be
Jack
decent.
Black can do no wrong in my mind.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Bowser needs a little comedic edge, but also some fire. And I feel like Jack Black has that. I mean, look at Jack Black's face and just compare it to like Bowser's face with like the eyebrows. Just the eyebrows, man. Like it's there.
the eyebrows match, so he can.
Oh yeah.
he can do everything.
If the eyebrows fit, you take a shit. I don't know. I didn't have a follow up for
Wow.
that. So yeah.
You were
Very,
just looking for rhyming, weren't you?
Well, I
very
mean, yeah.
fecal-focused podcast tonight.
I hate it.
Yeah. Hey, another fun fact about Metal Gear Solid: in the 5th one, you could tell the horse to take a shit, and it would. Hey,
On
Yeah.
command.
Oh,
That
it
game
reminds me of
was...
that episode of Family Guy, where they're talking about. I think it's Family Matters, but they're talking about some kind of old show, and It was like in a bike shop. He's like, now I want you to scream really loud into my ass.
Yeah, that was
I
that was
just
all
remember
in the
that
family.
line. Yeah,
Silver spoons are all in the family, something like that.
something like
Yeah.
that. I just remember that scene occurring in Family Guy. But that's weird. You can tell a horse to take a shit.
Yep.
And can enemies like slip in it or something like that?
Oh yeah. Yep.
They
Nice.
can slip in it.
Nice.
I think they can get distracted by it. They can slip in it. It's
There's-
a Kojima game.
Have we
Weird stuff
Yeah,
happens.
I think we've talked a number of times about how Metal Gear Solid 5 went off the fucking rails and Kojima
Yep.
got fired because of it.
Yeah.
I just I hear about stuff like that and think, okay, this was made by, a fairly large size company, and somebody actually said, I took, let's just say 10 hours, doesn't matter, but I took the hours necessary to actually code in making my horse defecate onto the ground so another person can slip on it. And nobody else in the room said, this just doesn't seem right. Maybe we shouldn't do this.
Kojima really wanted it to happen, so
They went over budget
It
and
happened.
over time, so hey.
I mean, he also threw random pictures of ladies from FHM into Metal Gear 2, and when you zoomed in on them, you would hear a squish noise.
Oh.
So, Kojima, everybody. They built in the
Okay.
code so that the old man sniper, if he waited long enough in game, would just die if you came back to the game. I mean, it's just, he does weird stuff, and he has enough clout that people will let him. Thus, Death Stranding.
I was actually reading about the whole sniper thing, and that was supposed to take significantly longer, where he wanted it to take actual several real days for
yeah.
you to be able to find him.
I think, to find him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just to
Oh,
find
Jesus.
him. You would have to look for different things in the environment to kind of give you clues as to where he is, but it was days of tracking.
It's
By-
hard enough as it is.
Right.
By real days, do you mean my personal real days or
Yes.
in game?
Yes. No. Actual real living days.
Oh.
I mean, I think that battle can already take, if you're actually doing the battle, can take at least an hour or two or
Yeah.
more. And it's appropriately hard and fun in that difficulty because the camouflage is so good.
Right.
And the way that the clues to find him are set up are done really nicely.
Yeah.
But yeah, the workaround is set your PlayStation ahead a week and he's just dead in the woods. Just funny.
I just want to let you all know that I am currently on Nexus Mods looking to see if there is a mod for Stardew Valley to make your horse poop. I have
And?
not found one, but there is one to turn all the bachelorettes into My Little Pony characters, apparently. So
Ooh.
Let's just not ever talk about that again.
My Little Pony.
I should be surprised. I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised. Are you?
yeah,
There-
here's one to turn Pam into a horse. That's interesting.
It would probably treat its children better.
Oh man.
Would you instead of getting on the bus, would you just ride a horse over to the desert?
Can I throw a 1 minute spoiler alert where I can just say Pam is an ungrateful bitch. You build her a house and then she's like, I'm still just gonna keep drinking my life away. What the fuck is wrong with you, Pam? I hate you.
I just find it funny that she's the bus driver too, right? And she
Drink
Oh,
and
yeah.
drive.
she's
son.
drinking all the
Yep.
time. Ooh, okay.
Oh, here's one to turn Leah into a centaur. Okay, I'm closing this.
Let's
You don't want to know what
lock
you're
that
gonna find
away
next.
somewhere.
Yeah. So, in terms of Pam being the bus driver, if you go to the left of the bus stop, you know how you can go into the tunnel where you start that quest. I also like how there's a broken fence and skid marks on the road, implying that the reason that the bus is broken is because Pam had an accident while driving the bus.
No.
That's real.
Absolutely not. It was another car.
Not our Pam.
Yeah, you'd think they should tackle her drinking before they let her drive the bus.
You can redeem Shane, but you can't redeem Pam.
Yeah.
Pam just
that's what I
sucks.
say. You can't
Game just
redeem.
sucks.
Can't fix her.
You can buy her a damn house, and she's just a piece of shit still. Oh, she does turn her life towards not Jesus.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's right. She finds Yoba.
Yes.
Oh.
Yoga.
Oh.
But as far as I can tell, she still drinks.
Well, Yoba demands it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of like how after Shane's events, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to therapy now." And all this, and you still give him a beer. He's like, "I love this. How did you know?" Like, I shouldn't be encouraging you.
We're pulling him right off the wagon.
Oh,
You will be his
it's
downfall.
so sad.
Well, here's what you
Not
do: just
good.
give all your beer to the kids.
Yes.
They
That
don't
was
like it,
still... I will never forget that moment where it was also his birthday, and we had no idea.
My
It's for my birthday? Thanks.
Well, my first thought was, will the game even allow you to give alcohol to the children, or will it be like, you shouldn't do that?
Oh, it let you.
It'll let you. You were invested.
And that's the story of how I gave a 5-year-old beer for his birthday.
Yep. Guys, can we talk about how Haunted Chocolatier is still coming, and I wanted to
Yes.
show up sooner?
Right
well,
now.
it's another one-man show, so it's gonna be a while.
It's close enough that it's actually like had those previews though, which is cool. So I'm just happy that it's on the way. Honestly,
He's still working on Stardew Valley as well. Like, there's still going to be
Yeah.
updates to that. So
Really?
it's a lot. It's a lot of work.
the last update was huge. Like, it just makes you wonder, like, what is he putting into that game?
A lot of
Everything.
coke. I don't mean to imply that. I apologize, concerned ape.
Yeah, I think there's certain games that like just the creators never want to see die, so they keep adding content to them. And I think he specifically has said like he doesn't see an ending for it because he just feels like you can continue to add a story, other places to go, more people to meet, and they'll have backstories, and it just like kind of never would end. I think the challenge with that is that if you do that, at some point for the player themselves, the story needs to end. There needs to be a resolution. So I don't know.
I don't know. Stardew is one of those games that has, it has a lot of freeform application. So I feel like that's where a lot of the life is. Whereas Graveyard Keeper wants to be Stardew Valley like that, but that game goddamn needed an ending, and I'm glad it had one, even if I found it very unsatisfying. So I don't know. Stardew is its own little magical thing, and the endings of those farming games are never actually satisfying, if I'm being honest. Like, I've seen my wife beat Harvest Moon games like 30 times over. It's just like, you got married and had a kid. Way to go.
Yeah,
it.
and a lot of them are always kind of open-ended. Like, I hated how the GameCube one, I think it was called A Wonderful Life, if you didn't get married by the end of year one, the game was like, alright, you can't play anymore, start over. It's like, what? But
How dare you?
I don't need to be married. It's like, no, you do. You do.
No, you do. though.
That is true. I just think that there needs like most games I feel like maybe not most, but a lot of games I feel like are at the point where like they need to have a conclusion, but they don't want you to stop like playing their game. So they like like The Forest. They have a official like ending to the game where you save Timmy, you go home and you get on the news and then Timmy acts all freaky and then it's like, oh, here comes The Forest 2. But they also have the non-official version, right, where it's like, keep playing the game, never stop playing, we'll come out with a game 2 we want you to buy soon enough, and a couple years later they finally do. I feel like something like Stardew needs to have an ending, or other games need to have an ending, and I guess it kind of does with like a look back after year 3 at how you did like your grandfather's tomb or whatever. I forget the exact occurrence, but right, it talks to you and like
Grandpa's
says how
shrine.
you did. Yeah, it tells you like how you did, and like you can keep playing, but like that's like the end of the game, right? Of how far you got in those couple of years. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like a game needs to have a conclusion, or there should be some kind of conclusion, some kind of resolution.
There are soft endings and hard endings,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
I feel like it's fine in a game like The Forest that has both.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually pretty happy with that because we've talked before about you go the soft ending route with that, and you can get that staff where you can fight the hordes and stuff like that. But the game's really done at that point. Like I tend to lose interest in a lot of games once I've kind of like hit that ending. Like I don't need to hang around after the credits. I'm good.
So, Tom, would you say that your stance on endings in games is all hard?
All hard. Actually, no. Because I like Stardew Valley. I'm perfectly happy with the way that the system is set up there. I actually like that I could come back to my long-standing farm once they open up the island, and I could go out there and do all the new island stuff because it was very satisfying.
So you can
get
be
all
an
those...
island boy. Are those guys still
be an
around?
island boy. I do not know. I hope not.
Me too.
No one needs. Oh no, I was thinking of the Baja Men. I was like, no one needs to let the dogs out anymore. But no, I'm perfectly comfortable with that. But I think there are other games that are less freeform, that have less repeatable content or enjoyable repeatable content that really need the game to frickin' end. Like, stop. Like if Mass Effect didn't have an ending, I would be like, what's wrong with you?
Exactly. Yeah.
But there are definitely games like that that do try to pull the thread too far, and they need to just cut it off. And there's something to be said for knowing the right time to do that.
I think it's difficult after they've spent thousands, if not tens of thousands of hours, devoted to a game that's been, like in the case of like a Concerned Ape, right? He's been successful with Stardew Valley for years, so it's kind of like, do you take away from, your what's been your, like, arguably at this point lifetime achievement? Like, do you go and try to do something new and just focus exclusively on that, or do you keep, with the one that feeds you, right? So it's hard. I can't imagine being in that situation. I think if I were, I probably would be like, oh, can I add more content, or did I screw something up? I think that's also another big thing of why genres never die, right? Because it's like StarCraft Brood War ended, beautifully. It ended in a case of, Sarah Kerrigan's now the ruler of the universe, and everybody else is like, desolate, and she won in the end. But then it's like, oh no, we need to do one more, which the story was completely screwed up and was not good, in my opinion, at least. So it's like that, where they're like, we have to keep milking this thing. We never can let it die.
Yeah.
And I think at some point it's totally fine to say, you know what, that was good. If we want to come out with something else later in the same world, maybe it takes place hundreds of years later, or it's a similar concept in terms of the game, but I don't know. I just feel like games need to die at some point.
There's a lot of stories where they try to go too far with the story too, where it had a good ending point, and then they just did more because they needed to sell more game, basically. Was it Heart of the Swarm or whatever, I felt like was a good example of that. Like StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty was pretty good story, and then Heart of the Swarm sucked, and I said, nope, I'm done. So there's plenty that I haven't seen out there, but I just hated the fact that you had an entire arc of go save Kerrigan, and then immediately she gets taken away again and restored to what she was.
Yeah,
so dumb. Yeah, there are a lot of games that do that. And I feel like with early access and subscription-based models, there are a lot of games that are trying to keep things going longer than they should because that's their money coming in. Like if I put on my business monocle, that's their revenue stream, and they can't stop the flow.
Yep, absolutely. Well, anyway, I'm looking at the time. We're at an hour. Before we jump to another topic, I think we might want to end here so we can save our future topicless topics.
We should just stop talking about how we don't have topics, because we just come up with them anyway. It's fine.
No, here's the thing. Once in a while, we have a very profound topic that someone has brought forth that they have not shared in advance typically, but it leads to some good discussion. Tonight, I don't think we had that, but we had some interesting topics. But
this was all my plan. I masterminded all of this.
This is the plan.
The bed I've been sleeping in all day while sick.
This is the plan that we all go for. So anyway, yeah, I think that we do need to mention we don't have a specific topic, because we usually come up with the topics as we have our wonderful discussions of what we're playing, sometimes even what we're drinking, right? We talk about that too. Alrighty. Well, unless anyone else has anything else profound, I will end it here. Okay. Just making sure. So thank you everybody for listening tonight or today, whenever you're listening. Thank you for letting us tickle your eardrums in a delightful manner. Thank you for checking out our social media. I'm trying to remember everything. I haven't done this in a little while. JoypadPod on .com has all of them. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTubes. We're on Twitter that we never post. YouTubes. Instagram. Yes, YouTubes. Do you have a problem with me saying YouTubes?
No, it's cute.
Okay, just making sure. And we're on Instagram and Twitter and other places as well. Just go check there. You'll find a link tree and it has everything. If you have any questions or topics or things you want us to discuss, please give us one, because we've run out of topics that we have planned, and that would be very helpful. Otherwise, I think we're going to end it here. So, Tom, I need something profound to end this before I screw it up. So give me something good tonight, okay? Thank
Horse. You. Shit.
Oh.
talk about pooping. Sounds good.
That's a new one.
Hey, don't make your game's ending a pile of horse shit. Find the right ending for it and stay joyful. Got him.
That was good.
Goodbye.
That's good.
Bye.
I approve.